Hi guys! Today I would like to talk about the film. This is quite sudden, but do you know what this title indicates? How to Make Me Cute, the National Battle Work Championship. This is a Japanese title for a film that was shown in Japan, and I translated it directly in English. Incidentally, the original title is Battle, which is quite different from the original title, isn't it? Many of the titles of films released in Japan are not just translations of the original foreign language titles, but adaptations, translations, or super translations. I'll introduce some of the ones I found interesting. First, He's Just Not That Into You. The film, released in 2009, is a life-size portrayal of the true feelings and misconceptions of men and women in love in the 20s and 30s by a stellar cast. It was a big hit in Japan too. Incidentally, a friend of mine was once rejected by her then girlfriend after seeing this movie. The Japanese title of this influential film is そんな彼なら捨てちゃえば? English translation: If he's like that, why don't you just leave him? Is quite different from the content of film. That's exactly how my friend ended up. Japanese titles for romance film tend to be based on content. For some reason, it tends to be a little off the mark. This is complicated is as well. This is an American film that was screened in 2009. The film is about a woman who is a bakery owner who left her lawyer's husband 10 years ago and has raised 3 children on her own. The film follows her as she builds her life in spite of various accidents. The Japanese title is here. 恋するベーカリー、別れた夫と恋愛する場合。English translation: Bakery in love, when you are in love with your ex-husband.The story seems to sell bakery, but it is just setting of the main character, so bakery doesn't much related with story. This movie is also very long if it's titled in Japanese, isn't it? I think the distributor somehow wanted the title to suggest that the main character is in love with her ex-husband in a movie or a romance. In fact, it seems to be the content of having an affair with the ex-husband even though she had another lover. Next one is Le Intouchables. The English translation would be Those Who Are Untouchable. It's a French film released in 2011. It was a comical, if sometimes serious, depiction of the interaction between a disabled rich man and poor immigrant youth who became his caregiver. Japanese title of this movie, which I also love, is 最強の二人. English translation: The Strongest Two. I thought it looks like Dragon Ball. Could it be a battle movie? This is awful. In addition to these, there are also some poor things that are attached to them by forceful analogy and arbitrary images. This one, Midnight Cowboy, is like that. This is an American film released in 1969. The film tells the story of a young man dressed as a cowboy who comes from the countryside to New York to make a fortune, meets a man in New York, and then breaks up with him. The Japanese title is 真夜中のカーボーイ. English translation: Midnight Cowboy. The name Cowboy was given as it was because Japanese distributors wanted to make the film an urban image. They saw car as symbol of the urban area. Night of the Bloody Apes is also strange. Released in 1968, the film is about a doctor who transplants a gorilla heart he stole from a zoo into his son, who has little time left to live due to an illness, and various incidents occur. The Japanese title of it is 暴行魔ゴリラ. English translation: Assault Gorilla. It's too scary. Weather Warning is a science fiction horror film from 1979 in which the main characters are attacked by aliens at a campsite they visit. and confronted with men of the town. This Japanese title is Ninjarian. It seems to be a cross between a ninja and an alien. It seems that the title became a ninjarian simply because aliens attacked people with shuriken-type creatures. For better or worse, we've introduced a number of shocking Japanese titles that you won't forget once you've seen them. There are some titles that completely ignore the content of the original or give a big hint of the important ending, and there are cases where the distributors apologize. Released in 2017, Hidden Figures was titled Dream 私たちのアポロ計画 in Japanese. English translation Dream Our Apollo Project, but it was later changed to Dream. It was pointed out that it was strange that the title of the film should be based on the Apollo project, which was carried out after the Mercury project, even though the film was about the women who supported the Mercury project behind the scene. It seems that the distribution company decided that the Apollo project was more famous than the Mercury project and named it because the Mercury project would lead to the later Apollo project. What do you think of it? I'm curious about what kind of titles Japanese films are introduced in other countries. You might get a completely different impression like Japanese titles which were introduced today. We're going to continue to show you interesting things about Japan. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Bye!